Are we on? I think we are. Um, Sorry about the lighting in here. We're working on that. Um, yeah. Sad and glad to meet ya at the Chicago Marina. 3 a.m. where no one will be found. All I got in mind is a bourgeois jug of wine. Smash that bottle in a parking lot. Fucking sit and not look. We'll get busted by the cops. Instead of sex, we go to jail. Another lesson learned and failed. Hello, welcome to STS with Useless Agent. I am your host, Guy. I am here every friggin' episode. Now the weather's starting to clear out, so we're starting to have a lot more ability to get out and start, doing what we do. And honestly, I don't function well in the spring and summer. I really just can't stand the heat, and that has been a huge problem and a huge hindrance towards this podcast in itself. And I do try to take it. I take it as seriously as I can, but if I'm getting met with so much, opposition, there's only so much I can do. So to start off the show, as always, after the theme song. I don't like to say the obligatory bowl, but the honorable starting the show properly with the honorable hitting of the ceremonial hitting of the bong or the hitting of the bowl. So let's all join in. Alright. So how are you guys doing? I hope everything is well. Yesterday was an interesting episode. I know I'm doing this a little early. I'm starting the show a little earlier than I normally do, simply because I've noticed and when I go through all the analytics of it, it really makes no difference. There's no peak hour where people watch it. People find it on their own time. And so, I'm just going to start putting these out and waiting for others to find it, For right now, as long as we're going to be in these quarantined episodes, it's really going to base around conversation with you guys, and also performances. And if I can give you some pointers or hints or any ideas, go ahead and just text me a question on your inbox or on the stream chat, and I'd be happy to answer whatever question you may have. Please don't give me a bunch of wrestling fans asking me how big is Batista's dick, because it's not funny. It was kind of funny when it was used against Melina back in the day. But that's just a couple of things about me, since maybe you don't know me that well. Maybe you only know me through these channels. So I consider myself more of a wrestling historian. And I'm a very big fan of the art of wrestling. I do consider it a choreographed art. I think you need to be in the best shape of your life in order to perform these actions and perform them accurately where no one gets hurt. Anybody can hurt someone. It takes a skill to make it look very visually appealing, but you manage to not hurt that person, which is why I fell in love with professional wrestling. And not so much the pageantry of it, but the simple fact that it takes a lot out of you to be doing that. And you had famous football players get on the shows, and when they're done with their match, they always say the same thing. Like, this is exhausting. I don't know how you guys can do this every day. And remember, the average contract for WWE is 300 days, so you only get 65 days off a year. So it really sucks. um, so, yeah, we had a lot of fun with Jay. Santiago jumping in yesterday. He had a lot of fun things to add. Again, the joke that I made was not an inappropriate joke. I was talking about cats, okay? Cats. Get your mind out of the gutter. I was talking about cats. Literal kitties, okay? So, I want to start this off with a song that I have not played in a very long time. So we're going to start this with the song Corner of the World, which I originally wrote back when I was semi-married, not legally married, and I was never legally going to get married, but I was just in a very long-term relationship, and we had children, and I wrote this song because I honestly felt so left out. I was quote unquote a part of a family that I always constantly felt like the black sheep of, or the unwanted one, or the outsider. And the difference in families was polar opposites. I mean, my family, we don't believe in bullshitting each other. We don't believe in any political correctness. We're gonna say something for what it's worth and get our point across no matter what. And in our table, if you want to be heard, you better raise your voice, because everyone's talking over everybody. I'm Italian. I come from Italian homes. I come from Hispanic homes. I come from, black homes. These are my families. My mom, raised me right. She raised me around every color, where I spoke, a little bit of Arabic, but at the same time, I could still speak, hood, and had, straight gangbangers in my family. And my tia was, a bud smoker, so we'd chief up, and it was really cool to see her when I was in my teenage years, because I'd grown up, and nothing is cooler than being able to smoke with your elder, someone you respect and appreciate, and then they roll a joint, and she rolls it with like one hand. She was so good. And she just comes over and just says, "Come here, smoke with your tia," and I was excited as shit. And my cousin was on house arrest. My other cousin was doing her thing. And, I have another, on my black side, I got, my cousins, Phaedra and Francis, and their mother was very close to my mother. So since we all grew up together and we were all in the same grade, we all went to the same school, there's no way we're not going to be very close. And so with that came one more family, and that was my Mexican family from Albany Park. We had moved to Albany Park when I was about 7, and my neighbors, my very next door neighbors in the same complex, became a huge part of my life, because I got to learn about the the heritage, the Mexican heritage and pride within their history. And it made me look at Mexicans totally different. Whereas before, I used to see people just as people, um, which is, of course, how you should see them, but I never put in the respect of that heritage. To me, I always thought all heritages should be put aside and just given up on so we can move forward as a single species. But that family, they're uh, just they're known as Mendoza's family. The Mendozas took me in like one of their own, and taught me how to make carne asada. And I'm that 8-year old boy that has taken care of their house parties, and they would have family get-togethers every Sunday, and I mean every Sunday we had the whole yard was full, and um, we had a pretty big yard. Think of your average yard, and then a sidewalk going through it that enters the alley, and beyond that is the train tracks. So it was really cool to be a part of so many different cultures, and then you see that pride and where that pride comes from. So again, there's no reason to be proud of what you are simply because you didn't ask for it and you didn't earn it. But that doesn't mean you can't have pride within your heritage, because they have done something. The individual acted on behalf of his heritage, so his or her heritage. So it gave me a different take on respect for people's genes and their actual hereditary characteristics. All right, so when I was getting a little reminiscent and a little bit nostalgic, I wrote this song. My daughter was asleep, and I remember just feeling like this. Because, again, I was considered welcome in their home, but I never felt welcomed. And I know that I never will. And maybe they did try, but I don't think they tried very hard. Maybe they did in their case, but to me, it was really half-assed. But I did create this song out of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I screwed. I'm so sorry. We'll be right back. Something just happened. Hang on. All right. Sorry about that. Thinking of her every still photo in my mind. I'm seeing smiles in every face. It seems so long ago, I know, yet so quickly gone. Your long distance, slow and pace, oh so slow and pace, and I try to hold on, I try to stay numb, takes forever. Till I've ever begun, and I've tried so hard. I can see the pain that I cause you out, and I think I know where I belong. A corner of the world that ain't there, and you will all be better off, I swear. Try to understand, I try to make amends, it'll be forever, till all is forgiven, and I've tried so hard, but I can see the pain that I cause you all. And I think I know where I belong, a corner of the world that ain't there, and you will all be better off, I swear. Okay, and that song is called Corner of the World. Yeah, definitely wrote it at it's a very odd time in my life. This next song, again, I might have heard it. I wrote it on a really bad Christmas. It was the first Christmas I had ever spent alone. So, the song is called Maybe I'm Just Not Me. Keep me in your heart, and I can never really die. As if with life I'm living, it's no kind of life. You throw me away, and that's okay, 'cause I'll never go away. I'll follow you, so follow me. Now I can't believe, after all that we've been through and all we've done, I've become just a memory to lose. I drown dreamt you were lying inside me, and then I woke up alone and made me just wanna sleep forever and die in a dream I belonged in. I fall away and the memories haunting. I want to stay, but life is too exhausting. Just leave me here for now. Let me stay here, 'cause I don't know how to live. Maybe I'm not what I wanted to be. Maybe I'm not fucking me. Maybe I'm not me. Bereft of life, and I've been here before every fucking day. Interesting how once doesn't not no more. Guess I'm just not me. The beauty you were that I just took for granted. This memory's haunting me. I wanna stay, but life is too exhausting. Leave me here for now. Let me stay here, 'cause I don't know how to live. Maybe I'm not what you want me to be. Maybe I'm just not me. I remember there was a time where that was the hardest song for me to play because it was so painful to think of, and everybody says that music is therapeutic. Music is therapeutic. The thing is that no one talks about is music can also be very dangerous because you, especially for the musicians, because you write these songs, you perform these songs constantly, and as you're performing all these concerts and being on your show or doing your shows and you can go through all this and you're going to be repeating the same process and repeating the same words a lot. Now, what can go wrong that nobody mentions is that you can screw up, and the words that you're repeating constantly will actually have a very bad effect on your emotions. So it's very important to write songs that not only express your horrible sadness, that don't just represent the sadness but the hope, because without hope you're not going to get anywhere. Hi, Eleni Rodriguez, how you doing? We're just talking about how hope can basically make or break a soul, and I don't know, what's your take on that? I just see it as I just see it as a very tricky thing. You got to make sure that you're listening to songs that are positive. Right, you agree? So, I mean, if you don't put in that positivity in your music will reflect nothing but sadness. And so you have to keep your sanity. In order to keep your sanity, you really should write lyrics that absolutely relate to you, but also can have that balance where it does give you some light at the end of the tunnel. Otherwise, you're just constantly repeating the saddest parts of your life, and it's very important that you don't do that. As you guys can tell, as you can tell, I'm going to a thank you, Eleni, for agreeing, because it's very important, especially for the songwriters, because you're the ones that have to perform it. This next song I made is called Norte, and it's dealing with the idea that you can be trapped in life. And when we think of being trapped, we think of four walls, being stuck in some little, spot. But you can be trapped in the great wide open world simply by the choices that you've made. And unfortunately, those choices are constantly around, and life is never without its own consequences. So this is Norte. Seasons come and years will go before you say it's here. You're all that's gone. Are you ready to say goodbye? As if we had to beat the traffic. There was fun, I hope you had it well. I guess we can call it a night. Well, maybe I just don't wanna go. The longer I'm here, the less I know about myself, and time has never wanted to go slow. So why would it start now? A lifetime chasing paper and plastic to end up behind bars or in a casket. Well, how can one call this a life? Or 9 to 5 to keep you stable. Boss pays you under the table. How can anyone call this a life? Well, maybe I'm not ready to go. The longer I'm here, the more I wanna know about myself, and time is never one to move slowly. So why would it start now? So maybe I'm not ready to go. The longer I'm here, more I wanna know about start now. I'm a huge fan of that song. The numbers on that track, Norte, are crawling up, and I really think it's got what it takes to be a single. We just finished a video on it. The video might be confusing to some, and it's really just trying to express that all of our lives are simply a drop in the ocean, right? But I think it's a little bit glib. I think that's kind of glib to just say it at that, because that would mean that your life and death had no meaning. So there's the way I choose to see it has more to do with the way that you splash rather than the single drop in the ocean. So that's why in the video, if you check out the video on YouTube, it's on some other stations too. The only one I just won't work with is Truth Social. For all I know, it could be good besides the Trump bullshit. I'm trying to get a bigger Reddit presence, because so there's a lot of cool people on Reddit, and there's a lot of fucking weirdos too. So it's hard to find my it's hard to find my balance in that. And same thing with Facebook, which is why I stick to the very few people I actually do know, and then everybody else is just like Eleni Rodriguez for jumping in. It's just awesome, I love when we get some random viewership. That's what the show's all about. So jump in, and if you want to talk about a specific subject, let's do that. And I seriously need to work on a theme song already, because it's been a while. So, yep, alright. So we've done our 30 minutes, and ordinarily I like to end it with something that I enjoy playing. Right now it's kind of hard for me to think about what I want to play, so I'm just going to go with the basics. So, thank you so much for being a part of this. Sorry about the lack of entertaining on the host point of view. We're going to have some more, we're going to have a lot more coming up with the interviews and such. So let's just go ahead and we're going to send off with a song, alright? Today's a Macy's Day Parade, night of the living that is on its way. I am so sorry. I didn't realize. Wrong tune. Sorry. Today's a Macy's Day Parade, the night of the living that is on its way. The credit report for duty call. It's a lifetime guarantee, stuffed in a coffin, 10% for free. Red light special at the mausoleum. What's the consolation prize? Economy inside dreams of hope. a kid, I thought I wanted all the things that I haven't got. Oh, but I learned the hardest way. Want me something that I need. Satisfaction guaranteed to you. What's the consolation prize? Calling me inside dreams, 'cause I'm thinking about brand new hope, the one I've never known. 'Cause now I know it's all that I wanted. What's the consolation prize? Cornered me inside dreams, 'cause I'm thinking that I'm brand new, the one I've never known, and where it goes. And I'm thinking about a brand new hope, the one I've never known, where it goes. And I'm thinking about the road I've never known. 'Cause now I know it's all that I wanted. Thanks a lot for the support. Love you guys.